talking about, the two fathers just talking about kids.
Right.
They would have loved that.
Yeah.
You were there, you said, when the child was born?
Yeah, we did use the Lamaze method, and I was there when the baby was born. It was
sometimes
just
fathers pass out from the sight of that. Did you ever get?
No, I was amazed. And when the baby came out, it was like I just started to cry.
Oh, it's
I just, my God, it was the most overwhelming and incredibly touching experience I've ever had in my life.
I think more guys should go through that.
I think so too. I mean,
I wish I had been able to see.
Because I spent like 15 hours with Connie when she was in labor.
Yeah.
Being, since I was her Lamaze partner, we worked together and all that stuff. And so I was with her the whole time. And it used to be, I understand, that the woman was left alone in the room.
Yeah.
And once in a while, a nurse would come in, and it's like, my God, I mean, it's so great to be able to be there, to be of some comfort to her.
Sure. I don't know how I'm going to make this transition to this next question, but tell us about Not Just Another Affair.
From the delivery room to the...
From the delivery room to Not Just Another Affair.
Well, it's a romantic comedy about a swinging single lawyer who he's got his whole life so pat. His lines are so well done that it just work every time. And
his lines with the women, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. And he runs into Victoria Principal, who plays a marine biologist with a PhD, who doesn't fall for his lines. So obviously, as even happens in life, when someone says no, you're interested.
Yeah.
So
you have brought us a clip of this. We're going to be able to take a look at this. Do you have to set this up?
Well, it's the first time that we actually meet. We've seen each other once before, but we actually meet, and this is the end of a meeting, and I ask her out to dinner. And this is the scene.
And this is one of your lines that doesn't go across.
Right, yeah, it's the same line I use over and over again with these girls.
Okay, Gil Gerard and Victoria Principal, Not Just Another Affair. Roll the Terry, please. So many stories, and I guess most of the people read the recent story on TV Guide about Victoria. And how did you and she get along?
Just fine. I thought she was a wonderful person to work with. She was very friendly, very nice.
Very professional.
Very professional.
She did my show for a whole week, and I found her to be that way. Yes, they had all the tabloids and everything you read. It's talk about it's negative press.
I don't know what brings it on.
Maybe she doesn't like being interviewed.
Could be. I don't know. You read the article, and it seems like you say, well, if that really happened, I don't know. It's tough to see how you get a good story out of it, but then maybe it didn't. I don't know.
What they don't explain is sometimes that when they're in the process of interviewing people, they're very, very tired. They've been working all day long, and they might. And especially when a guy's been with them a long time, they might tend to let their guard down and just do something nutty like that, and boom, that's what he's waiting for.
Sometimes it happens, I think. I think that if people realize that an actor is generally committed to a 12 to 14-hour day of work, and sometimes things come up that cause delays when you're supposed to have an interview, say, at 2 o'clock, and you don't get to it until 4 or 5, maybe sometimes 6 o'clock, and it just is something you go, I'm really sorry, but... Yeah. And some people take offense at it, and some people understand.
I learned in a hurry, don't live with them too long. Just in and out.
I've had that happen. I've had 2 interviews that I felt were very bad. The final product was very, very bad. And in each case, it was a journalist that I could not get rid of. They were supposed to be there for an hour, and they were there for 5 hours. And I thought, the second time it happened, I thought, oh, God, here comes another one.
I would like to try for a week. One time, Look magazine followed us around for a week and did an 8-page story on my show. And I learned at that point, be careful, because you do get very comfortable with a guy when you've been with him that long, and might let your guard down, and things were taken out of context, and it didn't really come out the way I would like for it to come out. But it's scary,
Well, it is. I mean, you're afraid to be a human sometimes.
You read it and say, did I say that? I don't remember saying that. And your wife says, yeah, I think you did.
Well, the first time that it happened, this guy asked me a bunch of questions about abortion and all these other things, and I said, I don't want to get into that. I mean, it's just, at the time, it was a very explosive issue, which has not exactly been misused yet.
Still is right now.
And I just felt it's just not the place. I mean, we're talking about a show and all this stuff, not about political views and all that. And I just kept saying, well, I just as soon not say anything. So
what about abortion?
A vacuous show. I'd rather not get into that, Mike.
I want to ask you about your production.
I don't really know, to tell you the truth.
Production company's got a fascinating name, Prudhomme?
Prudhomme Productions.
Prudhomme? What does it mean?
Wise or Prudent Man. And it came out of a discussion as to what the name of our production company was going to be, and all three of us have...
Are you that?
A wise or prudent man? Sometimes. But I'm more like what we were trying to figure out a French way to say Wise Ass Productions, so it sounded classy. And of course what you come up with is something like Preux derrière, and everyone knows what that means.
Yeah.
So then we decided, well, it's really not too smart. If you want investor confidence and all this kind of stuff, you can't really have a company named Wise Ass Productions. You have to have something that says stability.
Is this a viable company? Because everybody out here has production companies. And
oh, yeah, we produced a feature in 1976. It was a little low-budget picture.
A feature picture?
Yeah, we shot it for $180,000 in 4 weeks.
You make some money on it?
We made a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Enough to buy popcorn for another movie. And we learned a lot from it. It was our first real endeavor, and we learned it by our mistakes we'd made. And now we own 3 of James Baldwin's works, and we're producing the Amen Corner as a musical for Broadway next year.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So it's very exciting.
All this success, Gil, I mean, because it's really coming your way now. It's coming in the windows, as they say. Does this make you think of your early days as a cab driver?
Not really. I was always an actor. I just, when I went to New York, I went to the American Musical and Dramatic Academy, and I drove a cab to pay my rent and put food in my mouth, and even at that point, I wasn't eating every day because I wasn't making enough money to pay the rent and everything.
When you look up at a monitor and see your work and see yourself in a film and see things like that, don't you kind of pinch yourself and say, hey, boy, it's really going great guns, I hope. But
I feel very good about it.
Do you? I'm not saying you don't deserve it. You deserve it.
Well, when I first started, I just said, as a matter of fact, an agent one day, I guess I was really I don't think I was arrogant. I was just convinced that I was going to make it, because an agent said to me, why are you here? This was in New York. And I said, I'm here to be a star, not a bit player.
Good for
he said,
you.
all right. I ended up doing 40 commercials through his office, so I guess I made a believer out of it.
That's wonderful.
So
it's always a joy visiting with you, and I thank you for coming by, and good luck.
Pleasure.
Good luck with Not Just Another Affair. When does it air?
This Saturday night on CBS at 9 p.m.
9 o'clock this coming Saturday. We're going to stay and look at that. Can you stay with us for our next guest?
Sure.
Will you, please? Our next guest is from The Guiding Light. I know you're going to want to stay with us because you're all watching those shows.